Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Coding with Dom. Today, we're going to be going over some top tips in Python, primarily for primitive types. First thing I want to show off is the print function. So just as we wrote print test, we can write print test2. And if we hit this run button in our VS Code, what we should get is both test1, just test, and test2. Great, so let's go print some other things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go show off some of Python's features. So this print can take in a variety of types. So we're going to do some calculations with some integers, some operations on those. Okay, great. Just want to show a couple of those off. Let's go ahead and keep going. So what we're doing in these two is we're shifting positive and negative numbers, and I want to show everyone what the differences are in Python. So this one right here, this is a right shift. This over here is a logical OR, and this over here is a logical AND. And as you guys can see, we're getting the correct results for all of these. So let's go ahead and do one left shift 10. We can get the 2's complement of 0. I want to show off what that would be. Okay, great. So that should show you guys a little bit about how some of the operators, logical and work in Python. Okay, so let's move past these. And let's go ahead and move towards some other types of print statements. So print, we can do is, let's go ahead and get the absolute value of negative 34.5. We get positive 34.5. Let's go ahead and get the ceiling of 2.17. So we're going to bump up this 2.17. All right, so as you can see over here, we got an error. So what we need to do is go up to the top and import math. There we go, we got 3. And let's go ahead and get the floor. For 3.14. We also get 3. Let's say we have a given x. We can get the min for x and a given number. So over here, we're going to get the minimum number between x and negative 4. What we get is negative 4. And next, we can get the max of 6 and x. And we're going to go ahead and get 6. Great. Okay, so continuing our episode, let's go ahead and try out the PAL function. So we're going to go ahead and do print PAL 2.71, comma 3.14. See what we get there. Boom. We get our hello and our 22.88. Now let's go ahead and do square root, print math.square root. We can do 144. And as you know, got to import math again. And as you know, import math. And as you know, we get 12. Great. Two other numbers here too, such as 225. Perfect. We get 15. So let's go ahead and interconvert integers and strings. So given an integer, 42, we can convert to a string. And we can go print that off, see what that's like. It'll still look the same because our print function is going to print as a string no matter what. But if we give our int function a string too, we can convert a string to an integer. So what this string function is going to do for us is, given the object of an integer, is going to give us a new string object. So what we can also do is print off with floats and turn those into a string. So given 3.14 pi, convert that to a string. And given a string 3.14, we can also change it into a float. Cool. Now, how about infinity? A lot of people might ask. So what we can do is print float INF in quotes. That's how you get infinity in Python. For negative infinity, we do a similar thing. Just going to go ahead and print negative infinity. Great. So now, last thing I want to show off are the random functions. For the last part, we're going to be using the random class. So we're going to go ahead and do import random. Okay. So let's go ahead and do print random.randrange. Randrange, yep. 28. Hit that run button. We get 8. Hit that run button. We get 1. Hit that run button. 5. 22. So choose a random item from range start, stop, and we can even do a step. So given just this, we're just doing the stop, but we can do it all the way from negative 28 to 28. So we get negative 10, negative 5, negative 3. If we wanted to, we could do a step. So we'll only get things in intervals of 2. Place 16, 2, 26, 12, 12, 18. We're not going to get an odd number. Okay, great. Now let's go to the next one. Print random, rand int 8, 16. So it's important to note that both these 8 and 16 are inclusive, as we can see right here. Range A, B, both inclusive. So we're including both endpoints. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this one and print these. So we get 14, 15, 13, 8. I'm just looking over here. So this one's a pretty handy feature as well. Let's go ahead and do random.random. What this is going to give us is a random number anywhere between 0 and 1. So this is usually going to be a float. So 0 is inclusive and 1 is exclusive. That means we can get 0 in this random function, but we can never get 1. So you can see how this could be useful. Now let's go ahead and define an array. Let's say we have 7, 16, and 20. So now what I want to do is I want to perform a random.shuffle. So what this is going to do is actually going to shuffle our array in place. So before we do that, actually, let's go ahead and print our A and see what it looks like. So we just get 7, 16, 20. Now we can do our random.shuffle and then reprint our A. And I actually forgot to input our A inside the shuffle function. So let's try that again. In reprinting our A, let's go see what we got now. So the original array is 7, 16, 20, and then the shuffled array is 16, 27. That will conclude this episode of Coding with Dom. Thank you. And if you have any questions about any of these functions or any of these data types or any more top tips in Python, please send me a note. And I really appreciate you viewing and I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you next episode.